Well, we're continuing our Northwest Christian Church Easter devotional by looking at some of the characters in the greatest story ever told. I believe in part that their story tells in part our story. Well, last week we looked at a guy by the name of Peter. What an amazing transformation takes place when he has an encounter with Jesus. Today we're going to look at Peter's brother, Andrew. He too is a fisherman. As you read the Bible, it's clear that they have some very different personalities. Peter, he seems loud and proud. He's an extrovert for sure. And then we have Andrew, who's rarely actually mentioned in the Bible. He is the behind the scenes kind of guy. He's probably an introvert. You probably know people like Andrew, or maybe you are an Andrew. While Andrew doesn't show up a lot in Scripture, when he does, you know what he's doing? He's bringing people to Jesus. In John chapter 1, we pick it up in verse 40. Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, he's one of two who heard what John had said and who had followed Jesus. And then it says, the first thing Andrew did was to find his brother Simon, Peter, and tell him, we have found the Messiah, that is the Christ. And he brought him to Jesus. So it says, Andrew simply goes, and he goes to his brother, Peter. Andrew doesn't have all the answers. He doesn't know everything about Jesus. He just says, hey, here's what I found. And here's an invitation. By the way, that's all we're asking you to do. This Easter, invite some people to church. Hey, here's what I found. I don't know all the answers, but here's the difference Jesus made in my life. Here's the difference being part of a church has made for my family. I'd love to invite you to come. And by the way, statistically speaking, about 75% of the people who are asked by someone they know will come to church with them if they would invite. So would you invite at least one person to church this Easter? All right, back to Scripture. Later on in the book of John, chapter 6, we find Jesus, he's preaching to the crowds of people, and thousands of people come to hear him. And the people, they're hungry. And so Jesus, he asks, where can we get some food for all these people? Philip, he says, hey, there's no way. But then we read this in John 6. Another of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. Here is a boy with 5 small barley loaves, 2 small fish. But how far will they go among so many? And Jesus said, have the people sit down. So here we have Andrew again, and he continues to introduce people to Jesus. Now it's interesting to me that of the 11 times that Andrew is mentioned in the Bible, 6 of the 11 times he's introduced as Simon Peter's brother. Doesn't seem to bother Andrew in the slightest. Yes, Andrew and Peter have very different personalities, but once they meet Jesus, they both have exactly the same mission, to be fishers of men and women, to be on mission, to save people, to introduce people by bringing them to Jesus. So this week, your challenge, my challenge, be like Andrew, and let's invite someone to come to Jesus.